Hello, and welcome to another thrilling edition of Top and Bottom Talk. This is a new style of podding. Just kidding, it's the same style you're used to, but this is a new, I guess I'd call it a new edition. This is I'm going to call it my Just Kidding edition. We have movie night, we have listening party, we have the interviews, we have, I guess that's all we have. But now we have a fourth horseman. Just could mean the end of the world. And it is called Just Kidding. This one's going to be interesting. This is, sorry, I'm over the cold, but, just my voice isn't quite where it should be. And that's okay, because this pod is all about acceptance and not getting mad at me for things that I say and do. So this is the Just Kidding pod. We're going to call it, I don't know how many more. It looks like a lot more. I have a folder full of jokes that I've written over the years in notebooks, in my phone. There's a lot of them. And some of them are good and some of them are not. And that's just the way the world works. But most of them are going to be really good. And if you don't get them, it's probably because you're just not smart enough to understand why it's funny. So don't tell people, I liked it, but there were some things I didn't think were funny, because then they're going to know how dumb you are. Anyway, I will start it with a quick little sentence. Why do I have to say sentence? How about just a little statement? So Pam and I won't start it there. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say something else after that. And probably something after that. Pam and I were driving, and I think we were going to, we'd gone to Home Depot. That didn't work out. And then we were on our way to Fresh Market, and we saw that American Signature was, they had a sign that said going out of business. And Pam said, they're having a going out of style sale. And I said, what? And I said, I can't remember how I said it. And then I said the exact same thing. I said, you know what? Let's just see what they've got. They've got a going out of style sale. And I've never hated myself so much, because I had just finished making fun of her for saying it. And then I said it. She had put it in my brain. I would have never thought of that on my own. And anyway, then we made some fun jokes about it. And it was a fun time for all. And by all, I mean just the two of us. I think that's the end of that segment. So yeah, I've always flirted with being a comedian. I think I'm always funny. Some people sometimes think I'm funny. Pam usually just rolls her eyes. But anyway, I enjoy comedy. So, funny is usually subjective. But I enjoy comedy. And I like making people laugh. I like smiling. But I like comedians, and they've always impressed me. I don't know how I know how they do it. They practice it and practice it and practice it some more. And they say the same jokes for months or years, and they get a routine down. And I just don't want to do that. So I've decided, unless I change, who knows? I don't know if I've told anyone this. I think I just did it myself first. There was a year where I just wasn't loving what I was doing for work. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to continue doing it. I'm like, so if this doesn't work out, what do I do then? And literally my thought was like, well, I guess I could just try being a comedian for a few months, and either I'll become a mega millionaire or live on the street. So anyway, this might be telling as to which one of those two would have happened. My guess is I would have needed a very nice pillow and a sleeping bag. But in all seriousness, folks, let's just get to the jokes. There are a lot of them. I don't know how long it's going to take, so apologies in advance. I'm not going through all of them because I was like, you know what? Let's just make this into a segment, and we'll just go through them eventually. So I wrote down a lot, and some are just like pages that I have, I have like 5 jokes on a page, let's just say, and 3 of them are funny, and I'm not telling, or 3 of them I thought were funny. And yeah, they're going to be interesting. I don't think they're even all jokes. Some of them are just rants. Others are like, I think there was one where it was, oh gosh, I didn't even write it down. Oh, I didn't include it, but it just said Marco Polo. And I don't know what I wrote that down for, but I did. So anyway, we're going to get started. How long did that crap take? 5 minutes and 50 seconds of your life. Gone, just like that. All right. So, I guess it's a little nervous. I've never been this nervous. Let's just start rounding them up. That sounds horrible. That makes people think of all kinds of bad things. All right. First one is, I've never been so insulted. This one is a true story. Sorry, they're not all, I hope they're not all this long, but this one is a true story. You ever been served as, you order a dessert and the waiter or waitress brings it out and there's 2 forks? You're just like, what are you telling me here? That I ordered enough dessert, like, for 2 people? Or that do I look friendly and, like, plan on sharing it? Because I'm definitely not sharing this. So, here's the other fork back. Anyway, that's just more of a comment, not really even a joke. Why did I start with that? You know what? I did it because it was the first one that I wrote down. So, it's probably going to get better. Okay, for the next one. Inserting minor accomplishments into conversations. For example. Wow, yeah, so that's what a blue moon is. That's so crazy. Because I just paid off my car recently. So what are you doing for the solar eclipse? I don't think that's even a joke. That's just something that people do, and I find it hilarious. People, I don't know if you've noticed, people do these. They just insert their minor accomplishments into anything they can. They want to tell you so bad. They want to brag, but they don't want all the attention. What would be another good example? Do I need another good example? Just one's enough. No, we don't need another one. Oh, it could be anything. I like it when it's more random. It could just be like, oh, interesting, nice. So, cool. So that's what you do to work. Interesting. Yeah, I bake my own bread. So what got you into that line of work? I think this is more just that would be a fun sketch. Like minor accomplishments inserter, MAI. Next one is, this one does annoy me. People saying Rome wasn't built in a day at restaurants to explain why the pizza is taking 45 minutes to be served. Apparently this was a big dinner theme. So yeah, I find this one funny personally. Just, you're at the restaurant, you're like, wow, it's taking a little while. Those people got their food. And you're like, and it's pizza. So like 20 minutes, probably max, 25. If they had to go get more toppings, but it's literally just sauce, cheese, and throw it in the oven. What's happening back there? And then like the waiter or somebody at your table's like, well, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's like, are we comparing, throwing a pizza in the oven to building an entire city? What are we doing? Anyway, next. I'm going to have to flesh this one out. Promotional emails are like email bullies. If you don't stop it in the beginning, it's only going to get worse. Yes, this is a Yas Queen. I hope you get, I'm sure anyone who has email knows, these promotional emails, they're non-stop. This is more of a rant. Sorry, this is not even a joke. I've had to just try to unsubscribe, and some of them don't make it easy. They're like, oh no, you need to log into our website to unsubscribe. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to report you as spam. But yeah, it's like, you're nice. It's like, we got oh, kava? Sure. Like, I enjoyed it. Well, review us. I'm like, oh no, I'm good. We have a new, if I could pull up my email, I would actually, I saw one of these and it made me laugh. It's like, never a bad day for a piece of pita bread. You're just like, okay. It's like the end of the week. They're like, that's a wrap on the week. Try a wrap on us. Anyway, it's just like, God, get out of my head. Just enough is enough already. Yeah, it's like, I even, places that I like Staples is notorious for being my favorite store. I just always have a good experience there. But it's like 3 emails a day. What are you telling me? This is just you know what? It's more, maybe it's less bully. It's more like a friend who is just nonstop. They're just, you know what I mean? Or like my wife calls her mom like 5 times a day. So it's kind of like that. We're just like, I don't have anything else to say. You called, like, they call you on the phone and you're just like, what's up? Didn't we just talk like 3 hours ago? They're like, yeah, just checking in. I'm like, okay. And you're like, I saw a bug I've never seen before. You remember roly-polies? You're like, oh, fuck, man, I can't talk. I've got to boil soup. Boil soup. That was the weirdest. All right. This one I find funny personally. Actually, that's true of all of these. Attention spans are so short that 5-second videos on Instagram have a wait until the end message. This is very true. TikTok is rotting brains as we speak, but Instagram is probably not much better. They're like, oh, we want to rot your brain too. Just follow us on Reels. We're everything. We're your everything store. Yeah, it's getting really bad. Watch till the end. It used to be like, if there was a video, you just be like, I guess I'm watching this now. But nah, it's just like, nope. We make our decisions so quick. The video doesn't make me laugh within half a second, or there's no like nipple showing. I'm just like, I'm done. I'm good. All right. Stress ball that says intended for persons 3+ years old. Oh, really? Yeah, not intended for them. Guess what? They're 2.5 years old. They're 3 years old. Yeah, not a lot of stress, except for I poop my pants. But who doesn't have that stress? Am I right? This is probably the point where I lose the audience. All right. Yeah, this gets interesting. If a gay person says they're being straight with you, can you trust them? That is a little something we call #gay humor. I'm not going to explain all these jokes, so if you don't get them, as I said earlier, just assume they're very funny. Next. Sorry, if you don't know, I have horrible handwriting, so I'm just trying to read what this says so I don't start and read two words, and I'm like, and then, because timing is everything in comedy. Comedy rule number 1. Well, maybe that's something I'll do. I'll just cite different comedy rules that I make up as I go. People that visit... Oh, okay. People that visit a place for vacation. Yeah, so... Sorry, this is just me talking about my handwriting now. Instead of vacation, I wrote vacay, but I didn't even write vacay. I just wrote VA and then like a C/Y combo, but it really becomes nothing. So it just looks like the word they, to be honest, or maybe very. And so I was just like, where am I going with this? Anyway, back to the programming. Sheesh. Wait, how many long? Holy fudge. 10 minutes? And that was like, okay. Okay, Brook. Now's the time when... Whew, okay, let's rock. People that visit a place for vacation, then something bad happens there, and they want to bring it to everyone's attention, that they were just there. Oh no, not Paris. We just had crepes there. What a loss. this just stems from real life stuff where I see it. It happens. It's like, kind of what I just said, I guess, as an example. Like, oh no, that's too bad. Oh, it was such a lovely city. We had a sweet tea there that you just will never forget. Anyway, I hope all those lives, I hope they find justice for those people. All right. This is just not even a joke, just a genuine question. How many animals did Noah actually know about? This is one that kind of bugs me a little bit. I'm not a religious person, but the Noah thing, people who are like, nope, it happened. It definitely happened. I have to say, did it? Did it though? Because 2 of every animal, can you imagine enforcing that? Like 2 little ants are getting on that boat. It's like, sorry, not 3 ants. Also, like, what if one of those animals had like, ED? They couldn't procreate or whatever. Then what? We're just effed? Just like, a fat hippo who's just like, I can't get it up, mate. Sorry. I guess we'll just die out. Like, that's crazy. Also, did that create a whole... this part I'm just thinking of now. And maybe I don't understand that story correctly, but, like, if that was true, does that mean that those animals were basically the Adam and Eve of the entire world for their species? Because that's crazy. Like, those were the only 2 animals, and then, wait, hold up. Okay, this needs to be pried into more, because if that's the case, then how did they, like, was it just incest? But even then, ew. Like, okay, so we'll just use tigers. So 2 tigers have a baby, and then they make a baby tiger. I don't know if they have more than one at a time. Let's just assume they only have one at a time. And so now there's 1 tiger, and now there's like, whew, finally save the species. And they're like, oh, wait, hold up. We're getting older, and now there's a baby tiger. And is that the end of it? Like, is that the end of the era, species? So then they've got to have another one, I think, unless they're having sex with a child, and that's not okay either. But then it's like, then there's, oh my God, imagine the pressure. Like, all right, we had a girl. We definitely need a boy on this one. Can you give me a boy? Wow, so much pressure. Okay, this one I need to remember for the future. All right, this I find funny. I need to quit saying that. Do any comedians are like, now this joke I really like. If I'm a paraplegic, I'm making nonstop sports bets. What's the downside? That is kind of dark material, because bookies are known for, like, breaking legs or arms. But if you're paraplegic, it's just like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Also, if somebody sees you beating you up, it's like, okay, man, relax. He's had a tough life. Like, he bet on the Browns. Clearly, he's not okay. All right. Athletes compare things to sports. Fat people compare things to buffets. I mean, I don't know if that's just mean, but it would be amazing. Athletes are like, life is like a baseball game. You gotta get up and take your swings. And then I guess just a fat person would be like, life's like a buffet. Sometimes you get the chicken wings, and sometimes you eat 5 bowls of ice cream. That's just life. All right, next is serial killers buying cars. This would be an amazing show, I think, just like a YouTube thing. All the questions they would ask, like, what's the trunk space like? How quickly does it burn? Are there any secret compartments? Do you sell a lot of these? What's the most popular color? How can I blend in? Is it faster than a cop car? All right. And then how crazy is it that AOL used to announce when you received an email? It went from sending season's greetings to having a separate email for spam and the dark web. That's not great. Ever talked to someone on the phone, had an idea of what they looked like, and then been totally shocked? God, timing was awful on that because my handwriting sucks. Oh, yeah, I did have this happen. This is just a real world thing. It's not even that funny. But I do remember I thought this person was going to be an absolute whale. I was like, oh boy, let's unlock both doors. We're going to need to, fortunately we have a ramp. Anyway, and then they were just come in. It was this like little 95-year-old lady. I'm like, oh, you sounded so heavy on the phone. She's like, yeah, I have asthma. This one I wrote a long time ago. I remember it though. In shape people drying their face versus out of shape people drying their face. I find this pretty funny. So the in shape person, they like lift up their shirt to wipe their face every 3 seconds just because they've got abs and they need to show them off. And then the out of shape person is always just like, I'll do anything but lift up my shirt to wipe my face. It's like, I'll wipe it on a towel. I'll wipe it on somebody else's hair. I'll just let the sweat sit there. I'll just lick the sweat as it comes. Anyway, I just find it funny. That's just me defending my joke that didn't land. Google reviews, everyone wants them. Funeral home, sex store, suicide hotline. You do get a Google review request. As a business owner, I understand because I send out a Google review request every time I sell a policy. It really helps. But, it's just getting a little out of control. It's like, did you enjoy that bowl of chili at Chili's? Leave us a review. Like, fuck, man, I was in a bad place. I hate Chili's. Dream catchers in cars. What are we trying to accomplish here? I've seen this too many times. If you're sleeping in the car, we've got bigger problems than nightmares. Okay. If you had to choose between... Oh, God, this is where it gets weird. If you had to choose between a ladder... Should I say this like a comedian? Because I'm just reading these. If you had to choose between a ladder being shoved up your butt or a mysterious second thing, would you choose the first one or the latter? And that, my friends, is word humor. This isn't even a joke, just a funny idea. Realtors in a down market writing dating profiles for ugly people. Oh, he's charming. He's a real fixer-upper with good bones. I probably could have gone off on that for a lot longer, but time is precious. Memory loss when you're older. It's like being a medium for your own life. Do I have plans this weekend? I guess that's somebody else asking. Hey, do you have plans this weekend? Getting a sense of something there. I think it looks like a remote. And I can smell popcorn. Oh, I think you might be watching a movie. I don't know. That kind of makes sense. You can't remember anything, so everything's just real fuzzy, and you're like, oh, I think there was a movie involved. I was going to be sitting. Oh, gosh, the name of the movie? I don't know. It's not. It's 3 words. Lord of the Rings? Was a ring? Do you know anyone with rings? Anyway, I'm really butchering that joke. Oh yeah, I don't think this is a joke. This is just me ranting. Again, I did say there was going to be a mixture. So we don't care about the environment. Look at the waste by companies, the artwork inside a pack of gum, the message inside my Dove chocolate. It's just like, what are we doing, guys? I must have been on a what are we doing rant. This does annoy me. Like, when I see the confetti at the end of the Super Bowl or something, I'm just like, oh, was this necessary? You won the game. Now how many trees died so that we could do this? It's just stupid. I'm like, where are we going to put it? Are we going to recycle it? Probably not. We're just going to throw it away in garbage bags. So we've got confetti that we didn't need. Now we're just putting garbage into literally the garbage bags are going into the ground. It's just stupid. All right, now we're down to some other stuff. I don't know why I said that. I'm going to resist the urge to say this one's funny. A good way to tell you don't want to stay at a hotel. If you tell them you saw a roach and they ask, what kind? Like, are you that familiar with them that you're breaking roaches into categories? Oh, that one is funny. Yeah, don't stay at that hotel if they're like, did it have any markings? We're just trying. Anyway, I'm really starting to hate this new generation, this culture of hopping from one fad to another every single week. It's exhausting. Tide Pods, dunking on someone else's driveway, flipping the water bottle. It's nonsense. And it's what kids are doing with their lives. One thing you'll never see take off is when they put down the put down your phone for 10 goddamn seconds challenge. When's that going viral? Anyway, I obviously butchered that, but point made. This one, people always want bad news. This is why we do things like flossing and reading the obituaries. All right, I never said they're all winners. Oh wait, maybe I did. All right. When you arrive at a new place, example, concert, restaurants, airport, etc., you look for two things, hot chicks and weirdos. That is true. I'm looking for hot chicks and weirdos. Not always in that order. But those are the people I'm interested in. Those are the people I'm going to be watching closely. Musician versus comedian. Girlfriends always wanted to be mentioned in musicians' acts. This one's for Heather. But if your boyfriend is a comedian, nobody wants to hear their partner talk about farting in farting in someone's face during sex, and then say, that one is true. I really did fart in Amber Lee's face. Oh God, that's actually pretty good. All right. If I rub butter... Oh, this is actually just a thought-provoking. If I rub butter into my skin instead of eating it, will I still have high cholesterol? If so, can I rub vitamins in there and get the same benefits? Come on, science. Get working on it. This is just a random comment. Women are always looking for their quote-unquote partner in crime. This one just made me laugh because I don't know why I wrote it down, but it says, my friend has the biggest crush on Oprah Winfrey. I don't know what that means. As a society, we're too quick to assume guilt or innocence. If someone announces they're depressed or suicidal, we tell them, don't do it. Life is precious. But what if they're sad because they just raped a church, like an entire church of people? Or if someone says they're ready to have kids, maybe they're at a playground watching and said, I'm ready. What if they were at that playground on the swing set and touching themselves? If anything, that person should stay away from kids. Yeah. Don't judge a book by its cover, guys. You don't know how much you do something until you can't do it. Passing gas, for instance. This one is true. It's, do I need to expand on that? It's kind of like if you were single for a while, which I was, and you just you live alone, you can just kind of pass gas whenever you want, right? Just let it rip. And then you get married, and now there's somebody here all the time, and you're like, ooh, what do I do with this? I didn't realize I tooted this much. And so you really have to, just check on things all the time. You're just like, I'm going to see how the towels are doing in the dryer. I didn't even know we were washing towels. Yeah, we're washing towels. All right. As a guy, the worst thing you're usually asked to buy is tampons. But as a bald guy, shampoo hurts in so many ways. All right. That was just stupid. Okay. We're constantly at war with ourselves. At no time does this get more intense than when a pimple presents itself. At first, you avoid it, like you're going through the stages of grief. Leave it alone for a bit, and maybe it'll take care of itself. But it never does. Then you get playful with it. See if it wants to play ball. Like a lion playing with a three-legged lamb. How's this fight gonna go? This is a universal truth. Maybe these are more or less jokes and more just universal truths. Yeah, the pimple game. Fortunately, don't have to worry about that too much these days. Man, you get one, you're like, you know what? I'm going to do the right thing here, and I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to be the bigger man. And then you're like, oh, I think it's ready. And you're like, oh, man, it's Friday. If I do it now, nobody will see me until Monday. I think I have to do it. And then, if it goes well, great. You're like, oh, perfect. So glad I did that. And if it doesn't go well, if you try, that's the worst, is if you try and you get it, and it's like, oh no, now it's just going to be so red. It's going to be so red. Oh, what did I do? And then you're just like, why am I so dumb? Why do I always do this? All right. This is neither a joke nor a statement. I don't know if this is the beginning of a song, but I wrote, if I had a broken heart, for every time my truck won't start, you'd find me dead in a parking lot. And I don't know if I really don't know what that is. Maybe it's a poem. When people say, this is probably something I was actually planning for a comedy show. When people say, hello, SRQ, what are the people in the audience on vacation supposed to do? This is true. When people are like, hello, Chicago, and you're like, I actually just flew here from Alabama because I thought, I've never seen this guy live, but he's saying hi to Chicago. I'm not Chicago. What if I'm in the front row? Like, it's rude to not say anything. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. They're not all jokes. Failed workout motto / idea. Get whipped in 20 minutes. Like whipped into shape. Yeah. Let us whip you. All right. We need to talk. It's never about how she made too many brownies and needs you to eat the extras. That is true. If your girlfriend or wife says, we need to talk, the odds are it's not, I've made entirely too many brownies and I don't know what to do with them. All right. What to do when deciding between wasting something by throwing it away or using it when you don't need it? I was into some profound questions. Bring in... My language is not good here. Bring an empty can of mints from car after work, but guess what? There's only one mint in there. Do you throw it away? Do you throw it away in something I can't even see? It's just one mint, but do you throw it away or do you use it right before dinner? Either way, you're wasting it. What is the right thing to do, guys? I guess probably eat the mint before dinner, but then you're eating dinner. A pre-dinner mint? That's insane. Boy, that's the ultimate chicken or the egg. But then if you throw it away, you're wasting it. Or do you just keep this thing around? You probably just, if you can, no. Because it's in my head, it's a big container. But if it's a small container, you bring it with you, then you have it after dinner, obviously. Hey, I'm smarter than I used to be. When you're single and live alone, you can ask yourself, what did I just pee on? How bad did I miss? And sometimes you won't know for days, weeks if you're lucky. I do remember those days. And yeah, if it's like 2 a.m. pee, and you're like, wow, I'm pretty sure I just missed the bowl. I heard a weird noise. I don't know if that was a trash can or the toilet brush or whatever, but I definitely missed. Now you cannot do that I can't do that because Pammy will murder me. All right. Why did the gay community choose a rainbow to... Okay. Why did the gay community choose a rainbow to represent them? Feels like the racial harmony people really missed the boat. Could explain why we can't get past people being racist. There's no logo to get behind. The solution is obviously to have the gays give the rainbow back, but we can't leave them out in the cold holding their dicks. You have to replace it with something that will stand the test of time but still represent the here and now. That something is a hot dog in a bun. But look at me solving the world's problems. This is just a one-word joke/thought, which is, do they say goodnight in prison? Inquiring minds want to know. When did I start making people laugh? Well, let's see. I was born with an almost invisible penis, so I would say it's since the day I was born. God, I'm guessing that would have been my opener. Yikes. Not a good idea. Parting with clothes is a tough thing to watch. People give more reasons and scenarios where a pair of old sweatpants will be needed than they do for ways to make their marriage work. They're pants. Listen, I know. If we enter a second ice age, those could become a form of currency. And they're great for spring cleaning. And what if we need to repaint the house? What, am I supposed to just ruin a perfectly good pair of pants? That's doubling our losses. No. These pants will be needed one day. Plus, I've been thinking about running at night, and you know how cold it gets. And remember the time I wore these and spilled leftover chili on both of us? Look, still there. That chili was from the potluck dinner we held for Obama's inauguration. Are you going to pretend like that never happened? This isn't the Holocaust in Germany. You can't just rip the pages out of the history books and burn these pants in the fireplace. You think getting rid of these pants will leave nothing behind but blue jeans and tan khakis? Why don't you take off those Hitler pants and put on a pair of battle-tested sweats that will make you more comfortable than Bill Clinton at a jazz festival on National Secretary Day? Also, I want a divorce. This whole pants situation has me seeing you in a new light, and frankly, that's not someone I want to be with. That was just a fun thing to write, apparently. I enjoyed that. Really found my voice. Comedy rule number 2, find your voice. People intentionally picking out clothes to wear in public. Oh, this is a rant. No emergency, not waking up in the middle of the night. Old people, for instance. At some point, buying yellow pants starts to make sense. This one does occur to me sometimes. When you see somebody out and they are dressed, literally it looks like it was the middle of the night and they said, grab what you can, we have to go. The nuclear missiles are on their way. Or like, hey, the house is on fire, I need you to grab a pair of pants, and I need you to grab a pair of sweatpants and a football jersey and a pair of flip-flops that don't match, and we have to go. And you're like, that makes sense. Our house is burning. We got to get out of here. But these are people who have time. They woke up and like, I guess this is what I'm wearing. Hold on. Yeah. I reason why I could not be a comedian. For one, I can't remember all this stuff. Number 2, I get tired at night. I'd be yawning the whole time. This is dark, but I think it's funny. We'll see if it makes sense when I say it out loud. Awkward house where someone's kid crashed their car into the mailbox and died. The parents of the deceased child keep on putting balloons and toys and it looks, by the house, and it looks like a birthday party is constantly happening there. Parents that live in the house, own the house, have to spend extra money to host parties elsewhere from now on to avoid the questions about why there's a cross and an old teddy bear by the driveway. This is honestly just how dark my mind goes when I think something is... Like, this is obviously a horrible thing that would have happened. But it could, you see those things where it's like, there's like it might even be a real bike, but like somebody died, and so there's like a wreath, or like, I feel like sometimes there's bikes. I think that means it's a child or something. But there's flowers and there's all kinds of stuff. But what if, and it's on the side of the road, so it's just like, makes you sad, and then you just keep on driving to Walmart, wherever you're going. And, but what if it was at somebody's house, and just like, ugh, guys, it looks like we're throwing a party, but we're not. And also, you just can't host things at your house. They're like, oh, what's with the, you're like, oh, somebody died here. Yeah, if ghosts are real, they're probably here. All right. I'm just reading this real quick. What's this? Oh, I think this was a true story. I think. It's very specific. I remember reading over this one again. All right. Was a true detective recently. Not all it's cracked up to be. I was driving behind a car with a rainbow sticker. There was not a pot of gold at the end. It was not being shot out of He-Man's chest to fight evil. It was basically an "I'm gay in case you wanted to know" sticker. So I see it, and the car reminds me of my friend's daughter's car, who happens to be gay. So it just so happens we're both, a lot of happens. So it just so happens we're both going to Publix. We parked near each other, and damn, it's her. But I can't tell her about my detective hunch that it was her the whole time, because, come on, then I'm the bad guy. And that assumes there's one... I'm the bad guy that assumes there's one gay driving around town in a green Camry, and that's a hard label to shake. All right, I didn't write that out cleanly, but I think the premise of that joke is really good, where it's just like, oh, I thought that was you. Like, why? Because there's a gay sticker on there? Like, no, you look like Cheryl's daughter. And like, yeah, Cheryl's gay daughter with a gay car? And you're like, look, man, I just thought, I saw the rainbow sticker, I saw the green car, I thought, hey, maybe. Anyway. 600-pound life is like Survivor to fat people, but set on a desert island. Did I spell desert island? I don't know what I'm trying to go for there. Hoarders is naked and afraid for insane people. We're going to give you nothing but your fucked up brain, 20 jars full of piss, and a small dog. Always a small dog. You must make a choice. Your family or that stack of newspapers over there. We'll let you think about it. This had the premise of something funny, but it's just very put together. There are two types of people in this world. Those who will and those that will not shit in a bag. By the way, Mr. Uber, my house is at least 20 minutes from here. Anyway, that was just a very weird thing to say. Okay, this next one we're going to see. I noticed I started doing a couple of these where you'll see. It's kind of funny. We'll just try it out. Things I don't try at: work, friendships, spelling, contributing to society. Things I do try hard at: getting the last bit of ketchup out of the bottle. This you will not take. This you will not take no for an answer on. You'll wait all day if that's what it takes. Dirty 3 different utensils. Go to the store looking for the perfect device to get it out. Fucking draw blueprints of the perfect shape required to get this ketchup out. Add up on average how much ketchup is thrown away each year to justify your efforts. Basically what I'm trying to get at is, I labeled it distractions, but it's very true. It's kind of like, I have this happen all the time where it's like, you know what I need to do? Like, there's nothing better than, if I have to research, whatever. If I have to, buy Christmas presents, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to do this on the weekend. You know what I would love to do this? On Tuesday at 2 p.m. when I'm getting paid to work. That is when I would love to look up your Christmas presents. All right. Things that terrify me, causing me to panic. Seatbelt in airplane not working. Light staying red a little too long. In parentheses, will I die here of old age? Forgetting my Wi-Fi password. Which elevator to stand by. These are all things that terrify me and cause me to panic. The elevator thing, I think I'm better at now, but it really is. If there's like 4 elevators and you're like, ooh, and it's busy, you can't just run because you kind of have to like play the odds. You're like, all right, I think I just need to stick in the middle. And that way I'm equally quick to each side. But if I post up here on the left, I am really putting all my eggs in one basket. All right, things I'm totally cool with. Cell phones potentially filling my face with cancer, seatbelt and cab not working, texting while driving in the rain, at night, drunk, on sleeping pills. Yeah, this one is the things I get where I'm going at with this, which is, there's like big things, little things that really get to us, but then the big things in life where it's like, oh, by the way, eating bacon is like eating cancer. And you're like, I think I'm still going to take the bacon. Yeah. Give me the bacon on the burger, please. Thank you. And then if there's something where it's small, they're like, I can't. Sorry. It's almost 10 p.m. and I can't think anymore. But I hope you got the joke. I hope you get it. Hopefully you get it. All right. I've been out of college for a while now. But that doesn't mean I've stopped learning. I just get life education now. I take lessons and things I've learned from one part of my life and apply them to others. Take my dick and credit card, for instance. Not the first time I've said that, if you know what I mean. Wink. So when I pump gas, the card reader says to insert it fully and to remove quickly. Talk about wisdom. You want to make that baby gravy, not have the baby. This one, I do remember seeing this. I'd never noticed it. Next time you pump gas, look at the little message it says by the credit card reader. It literally says, insert fully and remove quickly. Like, thanks for the advice, bro. All right, we're almost at the end. Oh, I've got 2 long ones to end with. Oh, I'm going to stretch and drink a little water. Suicide is a fun fantasy. The comparisons to Kurt Cobain, the potential that was thrown away, like a business card given out at a strip club. But then laziness creeps in. For one, you have to leave a note. Otherwise, there's a chance it'll look like you're an idiot. The headline reads, Butterfingered man shoots off face while trying to clean gun. Then there's the funeral and making sure they play the right music, making sure they show flattering pics of you, not just the ones they look good in. This is a theme I see on Instagram all the time, not regarding funerals, but, it's somebody's birthday, or Facebook, wherever it is. Somebody's birthday, and I don't know why it's right, but they all have to show pictures of them together. Remember the time we went shopping together? But people tend to focus on pictures where they look good, and they don't really care about the friend. The friend's got red eyes and just like the largest pimple you've ever seen, and one eye's closed, and then the friend meanwhile is just like doing the posing, and just got a new tan or something. They're just like, all right. Where are we going? Oh, and then there's when you should do it. Do you travel and see the world first? What if you like the world so much you want to live again? Now you've racked up credit card bills, and if you file bankruptcy, that's a solid 7 years of bad credit. Do you do it during winter? That's when the good movies come out, and all the food. I mean, come on. You got Thanksgiving, Christmas, so then you've got, I wrote that down, sorry. Thanksgiving, football playoffs, Christmas. Now they've tricked us into signing up for another year. So really, it's just like, whatever. I'm just not going to do it. All right. Ghosting is a thing now in relationships. For those that haven't experienced this bullshit, ghosting is when someone you're dating stops communicating and drops off the face of the earth. Then when you see them out 3 months later and don't say anything, you're a petty asshole. Personally, I blame the whole thing on Netflix. Back in the 60s, you had one channel, one spouse. You didn't always like what was on, but it was better than talking to your hand. Wink. Then we got cable, multiple providers. If Comcast had more features, well, fuck you, Verizon. I'm at a different place in my life now. Comcast makes me happy. I think that's me talking about divorce is just more common, after whatever, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Now there's Netflix and Tinder. You just look for something quick. If you don't like it, you can just stop mid-season and watch something else or someone else. It's an age of relationship streaming. Netflix is even putting a dent in HBO's profits, which is becoming an old man's game. The good old days of paying for it are sadly going away, unlike herpes. Hey, what a great way to end with herpes. Yes, I remember having this epiphany, or at least comparing relationships to streaming, and I was like, it really is. People are just like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Bye. Whereas it used to require work. You're like, you would rent a movie, for instance. You're like, all right, I rented this movie. I'm not enjoying it, but I don't want to drive all the way back to the video store, and I already paid for it, so I might as well just watch it. Now it's very different. It's just like there's 1,000 people that you could meet, and you're like, I don't want any of them. I want to go back to Shakandra, Just trying to think of a name of somebody I don't know so that if Pam ever listens to this, she's not like, who the fuck is Shakandra? Anyway, all right, that is the end. We're at 52 minutes, which I'm not mad at. So that's it. There will be more of these. Clearly, it's not stand-up that I'm doing, but if anyone wants me to write a comedy, I'll do it for a lot of money, please. That's it. If you have any comments, please keep them to yourself. No, honestly, I love any kind of feedback. So if you think it's great, if you think, maybe make it funnier, which would be a hilarious comment. I love the podcast. Just wish it was funnier or funny at all. That's it. I'm going to just say that's it one more time and then really mean it.